Hi, Lister Harmer here. I want to do another video about increasing embodied self-awareness. I've done a couple of videos on this topic. And, what does that look like? What is the process to be able to do that and increase our skill in embodied self-awareness? So I'm going to share a slide here for a moment and I'll walk you through a quick framework. You've likely seen this already in some places. Is the ladder of learning. How do we progress through learning stages in order to go from incompetent to competent or mastery? And so at the beginning, when you're cultivating embodied self awareness, when you're developing this as a skill, you are at the stage of unconscious incompetence. So imagine that you are looking to change a career limiting pattern. I've done another video on this as well. So let's say, for example, you are not speaking up in a meeting and that's something you really want to change. You already know you're not speaking up in the meeting, but you're not sure how to go about doing it. And you accept that increasing self awareness, embodied self awareness of what's happening to you in that moment, in those meetings, is foundational and might be helpful. So there you are, ready to change this pattern, motivated to change this pattern, and you're in this meeting and you're not putting your hand up and you have no idea why you're not putting your hand up because you've been through this before, you want to be recognized as a leader, you're clear on that, and there's this disconnect between what you want and what you actually do. And so you're at this stage of unconscious incompetence when it comes to embodied self-awareness. You are unaware of what is currently happening inside your body in that moment. So that's unconscious incompetence. You're not aware of what's happening. You don't know what you don't know. There's stuff happening and you're not aware of it. Over time, it is possible, and it doesn't even take that long, with attention, with practice, to turn your attention down below the neck and start to increase awareness of what is happening in the body. So when I'm not putting my hand up, what is it that's actually happening inside my body at the level of sensation, emotion, narratives that might be keeping my hand down, right? And with a little bit of practice, you can get to the stage of conscious incompetence. So you now know what you don't know, right? You're now aware of what you didn't know before. You recognize this existing pattern, this world of sensation that's contributing to you keeping your hand down. You recognize that. You're at the stage of conscious incompetence. You might even notice when it's happening, right? You'll be in that meeting, you'll be aware of it's happening. Oh no, this pattern's here again. You're aware of it. Over time, with that awareness, you can start to practice something new. So when you're in that meeting and you're having those sensations, let's say it's a tightening in your chest, let's say it's a tightening in your throat, let's say there's this closing up, you start to take up less space. When you're aware that all that's happening, you can start to practice something new. And ideally, when you're working with embodiment, you are practicing outside of the meeting. It's just like if you were a professional athlete, you wouldn't just go to your game and start doing your game and expect to be really good. There would be practice before the game. Well, it's the same thing in the game of your life. You would practice this outside. You would practice this new way of being in your body. You would do it outside of the meeting, and over time with practice, you could access that in the meeting, this new way of being in the meeting. Where you get to the stage of conscious competence, right? You have to think about it. It's not happening naturally or automatically. It's not happening automatically, rather. You have to think about it, but you're able to do it. You know you can do it. You know you can regulate yourself from going from that taking up less space, constrained, contracted position to being more expanded, taking up space, regulating yourself. You know you can do it. And over time, with practice, that becomes more habitual. It's not something you have to think about. You're leading, you're speaking up in that meeting. Others see you as a leader and you're able to take on bigger and better challenges. So, is there some work involved in this? Yes, absolutely. There's some work. And so, I would invite you to ask yourself two questions, right? Question number one: how important is this change to me? How much do I care about this? How much do I want this? That's question number one. And question number two: is your current way working? Is it working for you? And if it's not, maybe it's time to try something new.